Oh yeah, down here at the Lane County Courthouse, Circuit Court, and we have a homeless camp here. It's massive, right across the street. They previously were actually camping right at the courthouse. I don't know why they've relocated, but apparently a big court decision a couple weeks ago has made it legal for them to sleep in public, and they need that right because these are people too, and the Constitution doesn't mean shit to these people. They're always out in the streets. They were previously unprotected. A lot of case laws have come out of Los Angeles where they've decided in the federal courts, and of course the Court of Appeals from there, giving them the rights to sleep in public, leave your property in public, and not be subjected to police searches and all that stuff without due process. One man, one of the more recent cases, also from Los Angeles, had pigeons in a cage. He had multiple cages, so he had pet pigeons. And they went down as the cops, you know, in the city, took them all and euthanized them. And that's looking like it's a Fourth Amendment violation, and the court just ruled that he can go to trial on that. So for going down and seizing his property, searching through it and all that without a warrant or probable cause could be a Fourth Amendment violation. That's going to go to trial for a jury. In the previous cases, the high court determined that you had the right to at least have your property all set out in public, so you could set up a little camp or whatever you want to call it, have your property sitting there, and you could abandon it temporarily to go like use a bathroom or get something to eat or go shopping. Just as long as you didn't permanently abandon it, the cities were barred from touching your property. So yeah, I'm gonna actually hand out flyers with the case laws on that tomorrow, and just talk to everybody over at that camp, maybe tomorrow, sometime this week, just to make sure they know their rights, because previously they were at the courthouse itself, and I'm just wondering if somebody like arrested them or went through their property or what's on. There could be a judge's order saying that they got to move off the property or something. Just gonna go find out more about that. But yeah, because capitalism is set up like this. The billionaires have all the money, and they have to hire people, that's like your grandpa or your dad, to work for them and do manual labor. And if, you know, they keep doing their manual labor, then they get some money and they can go into the billionaire store and buy some food and have some resources. Maybe pick up a house from the billionaire. Well, there's a lot of people who don't fit that fucking formula. And also the billionaire is really stingy on giving out jobs and shit. So, and also the training is really bad, the healthcare, your childhoods. People got really bad childhoods. So by the time they reach adulthood, you know, there's actually like 4.2 million young adults homeless. And these are the homeless in the traditional homeless type systems. They're either couch surfing on someone's couch each night, living in their car, or at a homeless shelter or on the streets. This is people in their youth. This is teenagers and young adults. There's actually way more than that though. There's another number, another figure. If you look at just the millennials who are adults between age 20 and 34, and then you look at each town, between 33 and 50% of those millennials aged 20 to 34 are homeless. And this is based on the fact they actually live in either their grandparents' or their parents' house still, or possibly with a sibling. So they're doubling up in someone else's house, 33 to 50% of them. What that means is the daughter or the son is living at home with daddy and mommy because they can't afford rent way into their old age. It's fucking crazy. Well, and that's not the only problem. I mean, the more you look at this, it all started around, things got really bad after the 70s. Ronald Reagan shut down all the welfare systems in 1981, and everything after that got shut. You know, they kept pulling it back because the Republicans and the conservatives were in control there in the 80s, and even parts of the 90s and the 2000s. It's decades of this shit. Anyway, with decades of this shit, man, they really shut everything down. The housing system, all the government money going to people stopped. Healthcare, something like 60 million Americans were taken off Medicaid after 1981. That meant all the kids grew up without healthcare in the 90s and everything. And even the 2000s. So, yeah, you can trace this stuff back very easily to Republican written laws and bills they passed. Yep, it's really terrible. And then also the price increases, and then the debt from school, that's all new. They didn't used to have debt from school. Apparently, you used to be able to work a summer job and you'd have enough money for college. Plus you had Pell Grants and everything back then. So you had no debt by the time you graduated college. Now all the kids are saddled with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt if they go to college. Yeah, so all these things, saddling people with debt, taking all their money, just create a lot of homelessness, tons of homelessness, and other problems.